Many different scientists have found what they call a cell-free layer that lines the artery walls. If healthy, this layer seems to create a barrier that prevents the many components of blood from touching the artery wall. Scientists have also found that the water in blood forms itself into a gel-like state when next to the internal surfaces of the body, which includes the artery wall. Experiments have shown that this gel-like state of water creates a protective barrier next to the surface it forms on, because almost nothing can penetrate it when it is in this gel-like state. This explains the cell-free layer. You can see it here, labeled EZ. Research has shown that the only things that can penetrate this gel-like water are hydrated ions of minerals that are 0.25 nanometers or smaller. This is important because many people think that the LDL molecules that carry cholesterol around in your blood are able to embed themselves into the artery wall and cause plaque. But LDL molecules are 24 to 28 nanometers in size, which is way bigger than 0.25 nanometers, so the gel-like water will prevent it from doing this. This information suggests that as long as there is a gel-like layer on the artery wall, LDL can't physically touch the artery wall, and therefore cannot cause plaque. Despite this, cholesterol-containing LDL molecules dominate the conversation about artery plaque, and there are those who endlessly argue whether or not LDL causes heart disease, each side citing studies that conflict with each other. This is what happens when people try to explain a pathology in the body, like artery plaque, by myopically looking at one small aspect of the environment that the pathology happens in. We will only ever find the answers if we start taking into account all the aspects of our physiology and its complexity, like the gel-like layer that most cardiologists and researchers seem not to be aware of. Once you learn that the gel-like layer protects the artery, that the main stimulus that builds the gel layer is infrared light, that the sun emits a ton of infrared light, and that the average human today spends 93% of their time indoors and not in sunlight, then a very different picture starts to emerge when it comes to explaining why we saw an epidemic rise in artery plaque over the last 80 years. So you see, trying to find the cause of heart disease by doing studies on LDL molecules in blood is never going to give us the answer, because it's asking the wrong question. If you want to know what really causes plaque and how to prevent it, I've discussed this in many of my other posts on here. You can also check out my books, online courses, and online health community. Just go to resourceyourhealth.com. Stay healthy out there.